A very happy new year, all of you cool dudes. Welcome to our very first Wave video for 2024, and we have a very cool inclusion into Wave, which is our event ticketing module. This is going to be lots of fun. I'm going to dive straight into setting up an event so you can see a whole load of the tools and the features, and then obviously you guys can play and have a whole lot of fun with it. So we'll go create new event. And thanks to the Dutch Chamber of Commerce Queensland for letting us play in their Wave backyard today. So as you can see, you can name the event, drop in the location as well. You can dictate who absorbs the transaction fees for a ticket, whether that's you guys as the event organisers or the attendees. Then you can set the event date as well. First Thursday of April, kickoff time. Then from here you can upload the event's banner collateral. You've got the ability to edit and play with this image in the image uploader, and then we'll also help compress the file as well to make it optimal for website load times. Then you can drop in a description. So you've got in here, you've got quite a cool text editor here, so you can bring in a whole lot of formatting and looks and feels. It's lots of playing there, so you'll have really good fun playing with that. As for setting up ticket types, again, you've got endless options here, but I'll keep it nice and brief for you, because it is pretty straightforward to follow. Then you've got the ability to set non-member and member ticket pricing. This will automatically help calculate those transaction costs as well for you, so you can see exactly what that's all about. Then you can set when you want tickets to go on sale. I'm just going to do that right now. But you can obviously always set that into the future as well. So if you want to restrict access up until a certain time or a period, whatever it is, there's no issues with that. Then you can always just come back at any time, hit the settings cog, and come back in and edit those ticket types. You can delete the ticket types, add more, so on and so forth. Then you've got vouchers as well. So again, you can set up multiple vouchers. You've got a whole load of options here. So we're just going to call this one because we are nice people. And we'll call the code money off. There we go. Nice. And then as for the voucher type, you've got the ability to select whether it's a percentage off, $1 off, or whether you just bring the ticket price down to a fixed value. So we're going to go a percentage off. You've got the ability to also dictate how many times the voucher can be claimed as well. And then when does that voucher expire? So I'll just set it for next month. And then the reduction, we're going to say, so it's a percentage off I went for, so I'm just going to say it's 28% off because, why not? Then again, you can just hit the cog, come back in, you can edit this, you can delete the voucher at any time, add more on, whatever you want to do. Additional questions, very similar. So this is your ability to ask ticket buyers more questions beyond just their first name, last name, email address, and company name. So you can come in, so you can capture their mobile phone details. You can ask what industries they're in. You can ask them, is cost of living a hassle for them? What do they want to learn from the event? Are they prospective members? So on and so forth. So heaps of options and ideas here, which is good fun. Then you come through and you publish the event. Then we'll copy the link for that event as well. Drop it in here. And here's our event. So we've got all of our details, who's it hosted by, when and where it is, the description of the event, and we can go straight in and grab a ticket. I'll show you how the discount code works. We'll apply that. There we go. Discount applied. Come in. Let's buy a ticket. Now, if someone tries to progress beyond this page without filling anything in, they'll be prompted that at the very least you require their billing details, because Obviously, you want their name so you know who you're billing, but you want their email address because that also is where we send the ticket or tickets along with their tax receipt as well. So they just get a single email. So for those of you that have utilized SafeTicket, you'd be a little bit familiar with, so we used to have a 2 email system where one email was the ticket and then the follow-up email was the tax invoice or the tax receipt. What we've actually done is we've merged those two into one email just to make it a little bit cleaner and a little bit easier for everyone. So they get their tickets and their tax receipts in the one email. In a future evolution to our ticketing module, in that same email, it will also give the ticket holder the ability to manage their own booking. So that means that if, so this comes up where you might have someone that books multiple tickets, they had intended to bring along person 2 with them, but person 2 can't come, so now they want to transfer it across to person 3. Rather than them having to come back to you and say, hey, can you change this and update and resend it, they can actually manage it from their own end and go through and update those details and then resend that ticket back to themselves. So just taking a bit of pressure and stress off you guys for having to manage all those sorts of details. Then we'll go into payment. So we've got our stock standard T's and C's here. So this just comes from our many years of doing event ticketing. So we just collated this, took some industry standards, but the long and the short of it, it effectively means that you guys as event organizers have the final say as to how people act, what they do at the event, the directions that they're given, so on and so forth. So completely in your control. Probably the most important aspect here would be around the cancellation and refund of tickets. So we've set that as we believe that the best standard is a minimum 48 hours before the event, just to give you guys as much coverage and flexibility and safety as possible. So we'll go into the payment here. That's the one. Here we go. Thankfully, I'm not disclosing any state secrets, so hopefully you're all nice about that. Thank you. Here we go. Awkward silence time. Maybe I'll give you a dad joke. What's red and smells like blue paint? Red paint, of course. So there's your confirmation for the booking. What I'll do is I'll come back to how you guys will see everything that's going on. So back into Wave, so we can come into the events module and the events listing here. And so what you can do is you can always just come back and hit that cog, go back through, and you can go back and edit everything that you need to within that event. But then next to the cog, this is where you will actually see all of the bookings for the event itself. So what you can do from here, so you can tap on view and this will actually expand it a little bit more so you can see more of the details as to that specific booking. And so you'll note that you've got the ability to resend the ticket. So just in case you get that someone that goes, oh, hey, I didn't get a ticket. I made the booking, didn't get the ticket, or the ticket was meant to go to someone else. You can just tap on resend ticket. Then we'll ask you what email address that you want to send that ticket over to. So nice and easy. This page will work a little bit more. You'll obviously notice there's a little bit of a formatting error. That's mainly because of myself, because I choose to work off an iPad a lot of the time. But for desktop and for mobile, it's already been optimized. So, disregard any of those little quirky view bugs that you see. It doesn't affect the functionality. It's just us going through and just finalizing the optimization of everything. And that will flow across onto all of those calculations as well that you see on this bookings page. So that's events. Good fun. Lots of fun. I'm sure you guys are going to play and play and play. That's probably the one thing is when you're in this events listing page, obviously I've just focused on events that are coming up in the future, but if you scroll down, you'll also start to see those past events as they go by as well. So that gives you that historical data that you can start to go back into and look at and all of that sort of stuff as well. So, I did promise, because I did cover it, member pricing and non-member pricing. So you would notice as I went through that ticket purchasing flow, there was no step that asked regarding or asked for a login or any sort of details with regards to members. That's been quite deliberate from our end. Because just before Christmas we rolled out the member login feature that also came with the member directory feature as well. There's still a lot of members that haven't gone through that process. I know some of the chambers you haven't had the opportunity to get that out to members as yet, so we didn't want to build that into the ticket flow right this second, just because a lot of members will go to log in and they don't actually have login details because they haven't gone through the whole member login process as yet. So that will be a feature that will come into the ticketing page, where from within the ticketing page they can just quickly log in, which will then verify them as a member, and then we'll provide to them the direct member pricing as well. Now, something that is on our wider development roadmap, specific around the event ticketing also, and I'm sure a few of you have already connected these dots, is with that member login feature coming into event ticketing, this will also mean is that for any chambers or any organisations that are utilising Wave that want to offer reciprocal member pricing to other chambers or organisations that are using Wave, you will be able to do so. So that will mean that, just taking two random ones, let's say Koroi Chamber of Commerce and Kawana Chamber of Commerce want to offer member ticketing to each of their respective members, that will be possible within Wave Ticketing. So a Koroi member will be able to log in as a Koroi member for a Kawana Chamber ticketed event and still claim the member discount. And as the event organizer, as Kawana Chamber, you'll actually be able to track all of that as well. So that will be a really cool feature. Not that far away, but just not right now. And it's purely just comes back to getting as many of those members into the member login and by extension onto the member directories as well, which then puts us on a good path to then pull all of that into the event ticketing also. So just a little bit of a view as to what we're thinking and how we're approaching it. There is a way that currently right now, there is a way where members can log in. So they just follow their typical login path. And then when they click on the event link, it will actually recognize that they're already logged in on Wave and a member. And so we'll actually just immediately display the member only pricing for whatever those event tickets are. So yeah. Anyway, there will be a few more videos coming across. Walter's been working on a whole load of tweaks and improvements and little bits and pieces behind the scenes. And we also have a big evolution to our mail campaign module as well. So, yeah, but I won't try and jam all of that into this one video. That's enough of me blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. And you got one really horrible dad joke out of me as well. So enjoy that and enjoy the event ticketing. And as always, share feedback, share ideas. If you hit any bugs or glitches or anything like that, please do let us know.